The time is now 8:16, December 7th. In today's news, we'll be talking about President Donald Trump, how he speaks to the press before departing the White House in Washington for Paris on November 9, 2018. Despite Democrats' strong performance in the midterm elections, President Donald Trump still claims it was a treacherous victory for him and the Republican Party. Trump touted the fact that Republicans gained seats in the Senate, a rare feat by the party occupying the White House during a midterm, when asked about the election during an interview on Fox News Sunday with Chris Wallace. So I'm here with Ms. Taya Barnes this morning, and I'll be asking her a few questions. So how do you feel about Trump today and what he's doing in our seat?
I feel like what Trump is doing today is not a good thing because 1 minute he's with whatever he's with, and economic part he's not doing his job because he wants to take food stamps away.
So this morning I'm with Ms. China Figueroa, and I'll be asking her a few questions. So how do you feel about Donald Trump today and what he's doing in our seat?
Honestly, my opinion, I feel like Donald Trump is not doing his job because he's not listening to his citizens and what they want. So as a president, I feel like that's not my president, but people that support him, he's not doing his job because as president, you should listen to your citizens and what they want, not just what you want to do, because it's not a president of the United States.
President George H.W. Bush's casket makes train journey to final resting place. The special funeral train carrying former President George H.W. Bush arrived in College Station, Texas on Thursday, the last leg of his journey before America's 41st president is laid to rest. Following a funeral at St. Martin's Episcopal Church in Houston, Bush's casket, draped in an American flag, was loaded aboard a Union Pacific Locomotive 4141 train car in Spring, Texas. Former President George W. Bush and his family were among those in attendance at the ceremony, after which they boarded the train. I am with Ms. Taya Barnes once again, and I'll be asking her a few questions. So, how do you feel about the passing of George H.W. Bush, and was he a good president?
How I feel about him passing away, it was devastating to me because what I heard about him, he was a good president. He did his job right, and yeah, he just overall was a good president from what I heard.
Once again, I am with Ms. China Figueroa, and I'll be asking her a couple questions. So how do you feel about the passing of our former president, George H.W. Bush, and was he a good president?
Even though I was a baby when he was president, my parents supported him, and I heard that he was a good democratical president. So I think that is very sad because somebody that did good for our country passed.
Congress approves stopgap spending bill adverting government shutdown for now. Congress on Thursday approved a short-term spending bill to avoid a partial government shutdown, punting the thorny debate over border wall funding and other issues until later in the month. The stopgap spending bill, which was swiftly approved by the Senate after passage early Thursday afternoon in the House, would fund the government through December 21st. Congress had faced a Friday deadline to reach a budget agreement, but lawmakers decided to effectively delay that fight amid this week's services for the late President George H.W. Bush. President Trump is expected to sign the measure, but the disagreements are far from resolved. That's all for today's news, and I hope I informed you guys with what you needed to know.